Wisconsin, I think this is going to be an epic fail for Wisconsin, you guys, but Wisconsin would operate 5 dispensaries under a limited medical marijuana legalization program. That's right. Assembly Republicans announced a limited proposal Monday to make medical marijuana available for Wisconsinites with certain medical conditions and received mixed reactions from lawmakers and Governor Tony Evers. At a press conference in the state capitol, Representative John Plumer, Republican from Lodi, called the bill a really strong starting point. Under the plan, 5 state-run dispensaries would be established where eligible patients could access certain medical cannabis products, including oils, edibles, pills, gels, and vapors. The bill excludes cannabis that can be smoked. In quotes, "We want to make this available to people, but we want to have it tight controls on it as well," Plummer said. The bill would create the Office of Medical Cannabis Regulation in the Department of Health and Services, which would be required to maintain a registry of patients and caregivers who would purchase medical cannabis products from one of the state-run dispensaries. Access would be limited to patients with certain medical conditions, including cancer, epilepsy, HIV, or AIDS, glaucoma, post-traumatic stress disorder, severe chronic pain, severe muscle spasms, severe chronic nausea, multiple sclerosis, inflammatory bowel disease, and terminal illness with a life expectancy of less than 1 year. A person applying to be placed on a registry as a patient would be required to be a permanent resident of this state and not to be on parole, probation, or extended supervision. Patients would need to get written confirmation from a prescriber that they have one of the conditions to be added to the registry, and patients would be able to have up to 3 caregivers who could purchase products on their behalf. Plummer said that the proposed medical cannabis system would not be a tax revenue program, but rather would be a break-even program. According to the bill, prices of products would only be set at a level of sufficient to recoup product and operational costs. And this article goes on and on and on and on, but I want to hear what you guys have to say in the essence of time so we can get out of here on time for you guys today. But what do you guys think about this Wisconsin state-run dispensaries, and only 5 of them? And I just think this is going to be an utter failure. Utter failure. And the fact that they're allowing for 3 caregivers. Yeah, exactly. They already made the trap win because they're allowing you to have 3 caregivers to go purchase weed for you.
Well, and these limitations on medical are just ridiculous. I mean, they pick and choose. You got 1 year to live. Fuck that. I'll go buy something around the corner and roll up and smoke it right here, and I got more than a year to live for you. It's just nonsense.
I agree with you, Dale. Do they really think that because they're offering all these other types of products that people are going to say, because it's legal, I'm just going to go and get those, but so I'm not going to smoke weed? Like that's just asinine.
They don't get it. They don't get it. It's just because, again, they don't have stakeholders involved in this policy making. When you don't have stakeholders involved in the policy making, you have outsiders that have no idea what the hell's going on. You come up with this type of BS. And let me just go on the record as saying this: any time the government gets involved in business completely like this, it's going to be a wreck. There's a reason why the private sector is always going to be better than the government, and anyone in the government will tell you that. Mm-hmm. So, this is just a recipe for disaster right here.
I agree.
I can tell you that.
Go ahead, Dale.
I've had lots of discussions with conservative friends of mine who, when they get a chance, they tax and regulate the shit out of cannabis, and yet they complain that government shouldn't control business. And my progressive friends, they want to tax and regulate shit out of everything until they want to run a business, and they don't want the government involved. The government should stay out of business unless there's a clear, manifest reason to regulate for health, safety, and welfare of workers and the public. And it doesn't exist here. So they should stay the fuck out. Should not be non-profit. Let somebody make money here. The trap's making money.
Yeah, the trap is definitely making money. I mean, but if it's the state run, I'm glad that the state isn't going to be profiting off of this, and so. But then that would also have to assume that the state is going to be running the cultivation, the state's going to be running the manufacturing for all these products, because these products just don't appear out of thin air. But the one thing that I did really like about it, or at least how it sounds, is it sounds like you just have to go to a doctor and have a doctor certify that you have one of these conditions, and then you go to the state to register for the card. card. So then that way you don't really have a doctor's recommendation under a medical. You just go to a doctor and say, hey, give me a letter that diagnoses me with having this, and then you're able to be a patient, which I think that sounds like it's more accessible to patients that way.
Oh, we used to give people a notarized statement, as we wanted to show it to cops. Do you have a doctor's permission? Yeah. Here's the notarized signature from the doctor. Okay, and the cops just threw them in the trash. They didn't give a shit about that. They didn't care.
I know, but we didn't have a state. We didn't have a state system back then, Dale. We didn't have a state system. This is a state system.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend you do it, because now what happens to your Second Amendment rights when you're on the record using cannabis and it's against federal law?
100% right about that part. 100% right about that part. But I'm just saying. Just saying.
You can't fix everything. It's just it irritates me. People don't want to understand that. But all my vet friends go, I ain't getting my name on any list at the VA or at the state, because I ain't losing my Second Amendment rights. I mean, Luke and I, someone's going to pardon us. We don't have an argument in this. But the people who haven't lost their Second Amendment rights, man, don't get on a list somewhere where they can take these away, because someone will damn sure try.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. All right, I'm going to give you guys this last story of the day. You guys are going to love this. You have something to say, Rico? You were on mute.
Oh, that's why y'all ain't answering me, man. I thought you just,
you were on mute, bro. You were on mute. Rico. What do you got to say? What do you got to say, Rico?
I'm saying at least they got 5. At least is it better than none?
5 stores, 5 state-run stores.
Yeah,
better than none.
Rationalization.
Sounds crazy to me.
As I was gonna say,
there's 10 within a mile of each store. Trap shops. Trust me.
Exactly.
It's better than none, and then the trap is going to thrive.
100%.
Shout out to my Madison Madtown trappers in the building.
Oh boy.